Welcome back, everybody. Today we will be covering part 2 of our ultimate guide to solving lower back pain in adults, where we will take a look at what exactly we need to do to limit impact on our spine, to solve lower back pain, keep active, and maintain your lifestyle as you get older. Now, if you haven't watched part 1 of this series, I highly recommend that you go back and watch part 1, where we talked about what you need to know, because a lot of those principles, including the neutral spine, controlling the pelvis, abdominal bracing, we are now going to implement in these exercises. So understanding those principles will help you avoid re-aggravating your lower back pain as we start to add movement. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first exercises that we'll look at today are designed to relieve lower back pain. So obviously the first goal of any program to solve lower back pain should focus on pain relief, so we can get those pain levels down and allow you to move on to more advanced exercises. On top of that, it's important to understand these exercises because you can do everything right and still experience lower back pain. Just those times you sleep in a funny position, maybe sleep on a different type of bed, or just overdo it with your favorite activities. Back pain is just a part of life, and knowing what to do to relieve that back pain is going to be very important. So these exercises are just gentle spinal movement exercises to help relieve lower back pain. It's really just this gentle movement, one of the best things you can do for lower back pain. So first one is going to be the cat-cow. So with this one, I'm on my knees in my hands, and I'm just going to slowly flex the spine, tucking my pelvis in, letting my head hang, pushing through my hands to really arch that back. And then I'm doing the opposite, which is the cow position, where I'm letting my stomach hang, lifting my head up and rocking my pelvis back. And then I'm just moving back and forth through this position. So again, this is just gentle movement on the spine, designed to relieve pain and loosen up those joints. Not needing to go into pain with this one, so even if it's just a small range of motion, that's okay too. From here, we can go into a child's pose, which is another great exercise for lower back pain. All I'm going to do is push through my hands to shift my hips back towards my heel, and then slide my hands up. And this position decompresses the spine and usually feels pretty good. You can bring the hands to the left, stretch out the right side, bring the hands to the right, stretch out the left, or just move in and out of this position. Good. Another exercise that I really like is a side-lying twist, where this helps just get a little bit of rotation in that spine to help with the pain. So with this one, I'm on my side, hands stacked, and I'm just reaching behind me, trying to keep my knees and hips stacked here, and coming back. So again, this is an active movement. We're not doing a static stretch. And obviously you're going to do both sides. And the very last one are going to be windshield wipers. So on our back, we bring our feet a little bit wider than hip width, and then from there, we're just dropping the knees to one side. This one, it's okay if your lower back comes off just a little bit. And back the other way. So again, it's just getting gentle movement in that spine, gentle stretch in those lower back muscles to help relieve lower back pain. So there you go. Those are 4 exercises designed to relieve lower back pain. So anytime that lower back pain does pop up, you know exactly what to do to help get those pain levels down. Next, we'll move on to some low-impact strengthening exercises. So building strength is one of the best ways you can limit impact that goes through your spine. But with that being said, we need to pick exercises that are both effective but also safe, so they don't put a lot of force through the lower back, which increases the risk of aggravating your lower back pain. So some of the best exercises that I have my clients focus on is, first, we want to target your glutes. Again, building strong glutes is one of the best things anybody with lower back pain can do. And one of the best exercises to strengthen your glutes in a low impact setting is the glute bridge. So with this one, I'm on my back, my feet are flat on the floor, my knees are bent, and then I'm just pressing through my feet to lift my hips up into the air. And again, I want to feel my glutes contracted and feel it a little bit in my hamstrings, and then come back down. So again, glute bridge, one of the best low impact exercises for lower back pain. While we're here, we'll focus on another glute muscle, the glute med, which is going to be this muscle on the side. So to strengthen this, we're going to do a simple exercise called the clamshell. So we're going to use our arm as a little pillow here. My hips are stacked, knees and ankles are all stacked. And then from there, I'm keeping my heels together and lifting my hip up. And so with this one, you're going to feel in your glute med, which is right here on the side of the hip, just making sure that you're not opening up so wide that you're rotating at the lower back. Just keep the movement in the hip here. Make sure that you do both sides. Another important area to strengthen is your core. So one of the safest and most effective ways to strengthen your core is with isometric holds like the plank and side plank. So to do the plank, we'll start on our elbows and knees and just hold this position here. Now, if you feel very strong in this position, you can move onto your toes and hold here. So this is going to strengthen the front part of our core to protect your lower back. Next, we can move into the side plank, which is one of the most important ways to strengthen spinal stabilizers on the side of our spine. So to perform this one, we're going to have our our elbow lined up right over our shoulder, our knees stacked, and all we're going to do is lift up our hips and hold this position here. So what this is going to look like is my body's going to be in a nice straight line. My shoulders are going to be stacked, so I'm not going to be rotated inward like that. And we're going to hold. And again, make sure that you do both sides. And one of the last of my favorite low impact strengthening exercises is going to be another core exercise, but particularly for the muscles along the back. So this is going to be the bird dog exercise. So I'm going to start on my hands and knees. I can start with just one leg where I'm going to take my right heel, reach it towards the back wall. So again, I'm not reaching for height. I'm reaching straight back, pointing my heel, which helps activate that glute. Once I can do that, I'm going to bring my opposite hand, so my left arm, and I'm going to reach for the wall in front of me. And I want to be able to hold this position for 10 seconds and then switch to the other side. Bring in my left heel towards the back wall, my right towards the front wall. And again, hold for 10 seconds. So that is a great place if you have lower back pain to start with your strengthening exercises. We target the glutes, we target the core to, again, build strength around the spine to limit impact that goes through the spine for less lower back pain. The next exercise that we need to focus on is the hip hinge. I would argue that this movement, the hip hinge, is one of the most important exercises that anybody with lower back pain should learn, understand, and practice. This is going to help you keep that neutral spine that we talked about in part 1 as you move throughout your day, and also as you progress in your movement and strengthening routine to really build strength while limiting impact that goes through your spine. So first things first, let's find that neutral spine that we talked about in part 1. So again, this pole, PVC, broom, whatever you got, is touching 3 points: back of the head, your mid-back, and then your kind of hip pelvis area here. You'll have your arch in your low back and your neck. So again, this is the neutral spine, easy enough to keep when we're not moving. Now the hip hinge is going to teach us how to bend forward while maintaining that neutral spine. So to perform, we're going to reach our hips backwards. So again, I'm reaching my hips towards the back wall. I'm not bending forward at the hips. I'm reaching my hips back, keeping my neutral spine. So maintaining those 3 points of contact and then stopping the minute I feel tension in my hamstrings. If you go any lower, what happens is you lose that contact on the lower back, which suggests that you're rounding the low back, which again is what we want to avoid. So just so you can see a couple reps, reaching the hips back, stopping when I feel tension in the hamstrings, and back up. You can also include that abdominal brace if you're having trouble maintaining those 3 points of contact. That's going to lock everything together so that you maintain that neutral spine as you perform the hip hinge. Go ahead and give that one a try. Let me know what you think. The next movement that you need to learn and incorporate into your routine to solve lower back pain is the squat. The squat is a full body movement that improves all three aspects of movement to limit impact on the spine. It improves your movement patterns to protect you as you move throughout your day, improves hip mobility, and improves strength of primarily your glutes and your hamstrings, which, as we mentioned before, is somewhere that we really want to target. So to perform the squat, you're going to start by finding your stance. And again, this is going to be different on everybody. I'll link a video below where I help you find the right stance for your body type. But from there, all I'm going to do is start by unlocking at my hips, keeping that neutral spine, and then dropping the hips down. I'll just stop when my thighs get parallel and come back up. But so what you can see a few reps, this is what it looks like. And if that's hard for you to do right off the bat, regression of this movement is called a box squat. So using a chair or a box behind you, all you're going to do is reach the hips back, then drop down and go. You can sit all the way back down. Then from there, you want to press off the legs to stand up. And so you can do that one for a while, but as you get stronger, you can move to more of just a butt tap. And then once you feel confident there, you can get rid of the box and perform your air squat. So again, the squat, very important movement for anybody with lower back pain to learn, understand, and practice. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. And the last movement that you'll need to learn to help solve your lower back pain is the lift, or the kettlebell deadlift in the strength world. So like the squat, this is a full body movement that really helps ingrain important movement patterns to limit impact in your spine as you go throughout your day. But it's also one of the best full body strengthening exercises that really targets your glutes and hamstrings and your core, two of the most important areas to strengthen to protect your lower back. So to perform, I'm going to start with the weight on the ground with my feet on the outside of the weight. So I don't want to start too far back because then as I reach, I have to flex the spine to get there. From there, I'm going to start with that hip hinge that we practice, where again, I'm sending my hips back, pretending like that pole is on the back, keeping that neutral spine. Now, once I can't go any lower, then it's okay to bend my knees to get down to the weight. Now, to actually lift this weight up off the floor, I want to bring my chest up, tuck my chin to keep that neutral spine, press through my feet to lift the weight. And now to set it down, I'm going to do this same hip hinge where I'm reaching my hips back and then again bending the knees to get the weight all the way down. Now, as you practice this movement, you'll probably start to realize that there's a lot that goes into it. So starting with a light to medium weight until you build confidence with this movement, and then moving on to heavy weights is really going to help you build strength and confidence to protect your lower back. So there you have it. That's really all that you need to do to solve lower back pain, keep active, and maintain your lifestyle as you get older. Now, the last step that I always mention to my patients is that you need to practice, practice, practice. You need to be consistent with these exercises because that is how you're going to improve movement and build strength to limit impact that goes through your spine. It's not something that just happens overnight. Now, another thing that we have to discuss is how to actually program these exercises. And so this is where I have a few ways that you can get a program to really kind of organize this a little bit better. The first, I have a free full body strengthening program that you can download on my website. It's really just a full body strengthening, not specifically tailored to lower back pain, but does include a lot of these same exercises If you wanted to take it a step further, I do have a lower back pain guide and program that you can purchase on my website that actually puts all these exercises into a organized program that you can follow. It tells you exactly what you need to do so that you can, again, solve lower back pain and finally get over this hurdle that's really been impacting your life. So that's all I got for you today. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I do read them. I do answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, it's Dr. Carl Baird here, and I wanted to thank you for watching our previous video and supporting our channel. Now, if you're somebody who's looking to build strength to solve joint pain, keep active, and maintain your lifestyle as you get older, be sure to subscribe to our channel to watch all of our new videos. You won't find it anywhere else.